10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Coming up on main engine start. Main engine start. 6 engines up and running. And liftoff. Liftoff of the Proton rocket and the Zarya control module. The International Space Station is underway. The Proton building up thrust, good roll and pitch program according to flight controllers. The first component of the International Space Station heading toward orbit.
T-minus 60 seconds and counting. Everything is still looking good for launch of Space Shuttle Endeavour from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. T-minus 50 seconds. And we are transferring to orbiter internal power at this time. Endeavour is now running off its 3 onboard fuel cells. Coming up for auto sequence start. When we have a go for auto sequence start, Endeavour's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Endeavour with the first American element of the International Space Station, uniting our efforts in space to achieve our common goals.
Roll program.
Houston's now controlling. Endeavour is rolling on a course heading northeast from the Kennedy Space Center toward a 240-mile-high rendezvous with the Zarya control module. Standing by for burnout and jettison of the twin solid rockets. Boost drops are confirming a good separation of the twin solid rockets. Endeavour's speed now 3,200 miles per hour as it enters into its second stage, 3 main engines.
Endeavour, your performance is nominal. You are 2-engine maroon.
Booster officer confirms main engine cutoff.
Endeavour, you're a nominal MECO. No ohms 1 required.
We copy. Nominal MECO. No ohms 1 required.
Booster officer confirms the jettison of the external fuel tank.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff. We have engine ignition and liftoff of the Proton rocket carrying Zvezda, the centerpiece of Russia's contribution to the International Space Station, setting the stage for permanent human presence in space. We have reports that we have a good roll and pitch program. Reports our first stage nominal so far, 25 seconds into the launch. Says it's heading toward a July 26th link-up with the International Space Station.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery, making shuttle history and building our future in space.
Houston now controlling.
Roger, roll, Discovery.
Discovery's roll maneuver is complete. The orbiter is now in heads down position on course for a 51.6 degree, 200 statute mile orbit and a rendezvous with the International Space Station Friday afternoon.
Ignition.
Minus 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. We have engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. We have ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of the Soyuz rocket, beginning the first expedition to the International Space Station and setting the stage for permanent human presence in space.
T-minus 20 seconds. T-minus 15 seconds. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We have a go for the engine start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Endeavour, providing power to the station as we continue to build our future in space.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, go for main engine start, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis with Destiny, the science laboratory for the 21st century.
Houston now controlling.
Houston, Atlantis, roll program. Roger, roll, Atlantis.
Safety inhibits are now removed. Launching ignition system is armed. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis, launching a door to partnerships in space.
Houston now controlling the flight of Atlantis.
Roll program. Atlantis, Houston, roger, roll.
Atlantis into the roll, placing the shuttle in a heads-down wings level position for the 8.5-minute ride to orbit.
Minus 15 seconds. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Atlantis, setting in place the keystone to the space station's backbone.
Houston, Atlantis, roll program. Roger, roll, Atlantis.
Houston's now controlling Atlantis, rolling on course toward the International Space Station. Atlantis already traveling more than 300 miles per hour.
T-minus 1 minute and counting. The booster joint heaters are being deactivated at this time, and all continues to look good for launch of Shuttle Columbia from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And we're coming up on a go for our auto sequence start. And we have a go for auto sequence start. Columbia's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 20 seconds and counting. 15 seconds. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of Space Shuttle Columbia with a multitude of national and international space research experience.
Houston now controlling the flight of Columbia, the international research mission finally underway.
Roger, roll, Columbia.
Columbia now rolling on to the proper azimuth for a 39-degree inclination to orbit. Shuttle in a heads-down, wings level position for the 8.5-minute ride to orbit.
Firing chain is armed.
20.
Sound suppressor water system is being activated.
15.
Range systems armed. T-minus 10 seconds. Go for main engine start. 7, 6, 5. 3 engines up and burning. 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of Space Shuttle Discovery, beginning America's new journey to the moon, Mars, and beyond. And the vehicle has cleared the tower. Firing chain is armed. Sound suppression water system activated. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 3 main engines up and burning. 2, 1. And liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis, opening a new chapter in the completion of the International Space Station for the collaboration of nations in space.
T-minus 15 seconds and counting. 10 seconds. We have a go for main engine start. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, lighting up the night sky as we continue building the International Space Station.
Minus 16 seconds, sound suppression water system has been activated, protecting Discovery and the launch pad from acoustical energy. We have a go for main engine start. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery, hoisting harmony to the heavens and opening new gateways for international science. Discovery has cleared the tower.
Houston now controlling.
Roll program.
Roger, roll, Discovery.
Fifteen seconds. Range safety systems armed. Sound suppression system water activated. T-minus 10, 9, 8. Go for main engine start. 7, 6. Main engine ignition. 4, 3, 2, 1. 0 and liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis as Columbus sets sail on a voyage of science to the space station.
Houston now controlling.
Firing chain now. Sound suppression water system is armed. Range safety systems armed. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And liftoff of Endeavour, going where East and West do meet at the International Space Station.
Houston now controlling.
T-minus 15 seconds and counting. 10 seconds. We have go for main engine start. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Shuttle Discovery. Combate Kudasai. Best of luck to the International Space Station's newest laboratory.
Houston and Discovery, roll program.
Sequence start. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions.
16.
12, 10,
Let's go for main engine start.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And booster ignition and liftoff of Space Shuttle Discovery, taking the space station to full power for full science.
suppression water system has been activated, protecting Endeavour and the launch pad from acoustical energy. We're go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Endeavour, completing Kibo and fulfilling Japan's hope for an out-of-this-world space laboratory.
Space station compartment that brings a bay window view to our celestial backyard.
Firing chain is armed, sound suppression water system activated. T-minus 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Go for main engine start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 0 and liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis, reaching the crest of its historic achievements in space. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All 3 engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0. And liftoff, the final liftoff of Atlantis. On the shoulders of the space shuttle, America will continue the dream.
Roger roll, Atlantis.
Houston now controlling the flight of Atlantis. Space Shuttle spreads its wings one final time for the start of a sentimental journey into history. 24 seconds into the flight, roll program complete. Atlantis now heads down, wings level on the proper alignment for its 8.5-minute ride to orbit. Booster officer confirms main engine cutoff. For the last time, the Space Shuttle's main engines have fallen silent as the shuttle slips into the final chapter of a storied 30-year adventure. Atlantis off the tank. Commander Chris Ferguson will be maneuvering Atlantis now into an orientation to enable Sandy Magnus to capture digital still imagery of the external fuel tank as it drifts away.
OMS 1 is not required. Your preliminary OMS 2 TIG, 37 minutes.
gear touchdown. Hurley now deploying the drag chute. Having fired the imagination of a generation, a ship like no other, its place in history secured, the space shuttle pulls into port for the last time. Its voyage at an end.
Mission complete, Houston. After serving the world for over 30 years, the space shuttle turned its place in history and has come to a final stop.
T-minus 20. Falcon 9, secured. Flight pressures. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Stop.
Good morning, welcome aboard. Dragon, SpaceX, ComCheck, ground stations.
SpaceX Dragon, we're go for launch. Let's light this candle.
3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX, Godspeed, Bob and Doug.
On behalf of the entire launch team, thanks for flying with Falcon 9 today. We hope you enjoyed the ride and wish you a great mission.
We would like to welcome you aboard Capsule Endeavour. We do have a friend on board with us, Trimmer, the Apatosaurus. I think I was requested to do a backflip. Good night, Megan and Theo. And Karen and Jack.
MD, Houston flight. Houston is go for undocking and departure.
Dragon is committed to undock.
SpaceX Dragon on Dragon to ground. We are ready for the systems brief.
Copy. As stated, Dragon's in a healthy state. We are proceeding toward the primary landing site, and your timeline is current.
Visual, 2 drogues out.
300 meters. We are braced for splashdown.
Copy, brace for splashdown. Endeavour, on behalf of the SpaceX and NASA teams, welcome back to planet Earth, and thanks for flying SpaceX.
It's a humbling experience to be a part of what was accomplished.
It's great to see how excited everybody was. We hope it brings a little bit of brightness to a pretty tough 2020.
flight to the International Space Station.
Status check.
Go Atlas. Go Centaur.
Go Starliner.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Starliner is headed back to space on the shoulders of Atlas, powered by a workforce dedicated to its success.